sometimes it gets a little bit too serious. So I wanted to make something a bit more relaxed, more fun, to ease the mood and relieve the tension. And I also wanted to reach out to specifically men who haven't fully bought into feminism yet, or that think that feminism means that you have to apologize for being a man, and that you should abandon all masculinity, and that feminists are trying to turn men into women, and all of that stuff. So maybe you can relate to me and hear me out, you know, see that we're not that different. Also, sorry for the clickbait, but you gotta play the game. You gotta play with the algorithm a little bit. And you guys seem to love to click on that stuff more often. So, anyway, let's start. How do I meet women during quarantine? The short answer is you don't, because we're in quarantine. But like the long answer would be you have social media, right? It seems like Discord works really well for a lot of people from what I've heard. But if you're going to use Discord or shit like that, at least keep the relationship long distance until both of you have your vaccine. Also, maybe Tinder. No, wait. Tinder sucks. Tinder has sucked for a long time. It's just turned into a bunch of advertisements to go on to Instagram profiles and shit. So, yeah. What is a stereotypically masculine thing that you enjoy, and a stereotypically non-masculine thing that you enjoy just as much? Well, for me, it would have to be fighting. I don't mean like street fighting, like going up to people and beating the shit out of them. I mean like MMA and UFC and also medieval combat. I live for that shit. And a non-masculine thing. I watched RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah, with a friend. She's gotten me like really into it, and I think at this point we've watched like maybe like 5 seasons. So yeah, I really like it. Contrary to popular belief about guys, the single men I know keep their homes exceptionally clean. What male stereotypes don't apply to you? Kind of. There you go. Like there's a tag. Special snowflake blizzard. What male stereotypes don't apply? Let me think. Oh, I got one. I don't leave the toilet seat up. Like even if I'm living alone, which I have been, I don't leave it up. I don't know why you would leave it up. Like some people say like for convenience, but it takes you 2 seconds to bend down, open up, pee, close it down. But if you must leave it up, just remember to close it while you're flushing, because if you're flushing and the toilet seat is up, there's like a lot of particles that are going to go straight into your face, and I'm guessing that you guys don't want pee particles going directly into your face. So, okay, next question. Would you get offended if you notice a stranger woman taking safety precautions when she sees you, like not going into the elevator with you, making sure her car is locked if you pass by, or getting on the phone with someone? No, I don't think I would get offended. Like, I get it. Like, especially me, I'm 6'2", and all of my life I've had like a mean kind of looking face, so it happens to me all of the time. At first I used to get offended, but then I kind of got it that it's mostly men that assault women, or not just women, like assault people. Like men get assaulted too. Like it's not like I walk at night free of concern for my being, right? But it's not like I have to be concerned as much about being raped or being sexually assaulted at night. But I think there's also like some underlying dynamic that I guess sometimes, I don't know, being perceived as a threat all of the time really fucks with you. Like I'm a really big guy, but I love to give hugs. I'm like a really physical person. But most people don't want to hug me because I'm huge, at least in my country. So yeah, being perceived as a threat, it hurts my feelings. Yeah, I wouldn't be offended It feels bad. I understand why it happens. It's just the way it is. It sucks. Yeah. Okay. What did you not know or realize until after living with a woman? Yeah, there's going to be hair everywhere. Like, if they have long hair, you're gonna find it in the kitchen, plates, even your own room. Even if they don't go up there, the shower, the toilet, it's just gonna go everywhere. And even after they leave, you're gonna keep finding hair everywhere. So, yeah, if you have an ex that has long hair, yeah, be prepared to be a little bit sad. Because you're gonna keep on finding her hair everywhere. Man, my date booty called another dude in the... Whoa, what the fuck? Man, my date booty called another dude in front of me mid-date last night and left. Shit, what the fuck? What's the worst date that you've experienced? Oh, let me think. Oh, but by the way, parenthesis, what the fuck? Who does that shit? Damn. Oh, I got one. It wasn't like exactly a date. The way it happened, I was like in middle school, and I had this friend, and this friend was going out with a girl. He asked me to come with because he was nervous about going alone. So I said, okay, sure, I'll come with you, but it turns out that it was actually because the girl had only agreed to go on the date with the guy if he got a friend to go out with her friend. And, well, that was me and her friend. And she wasn't like bad looking or anything, but I just was like, I was really salty that I was deceived. So I was not into it at all, and we went to the movies, and she was like super fucking touchy and clingy and huggy. We were like 14 years old. We're all cringe at that age, but fuck, man, I was not feeling it. She was so fucking clingy. We watched the movie. She hugged me the entire time. I was like, nah, dude. We got out of the movies. To my friend, I said, fuck you, you owe me one, and I left. Man who talk at the urinals. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who talks at the urinals? Why would you talk to another person while they're fucking peeing? Especially in the urinals. Nice cock, bro. Shit like that. I don't know. I hope that it's usually a lighthearted conversation, because all of the other times that might happen is like men sexually harassing other men, which is obviously not cool. You guys see how squeaky my chair is? How often do you change your walk because you're walking behind a woman late at night? Oh fuck, all the time. Yeah, this relates to the other question that we talked about before. And not even late at night, like even if there's a woman like, I'm behind and we happen to be going at the same place, I might notice that she starts walking more quickly, so I try to walk as slowly as I can, so we create a lot of space between us and she doesn't think that I'm trying to follow her. But that can backfire if she thinks to do the same, like if she tries to walk more slowly to create space between us so that I eventually overtake her, then it's just both of us walking really slow across the street. Yeah, if that happens, I guess I just start walking faster, but one time that happened and I started walking faster and she started walking faster, and then I tried to sprint a little bit so I could get past her, but I think she thought I was following her or like trying to get her, so she started running. And I was like, oh wait, no, stop, I'm not trying to follow you, which what I think a person that follows another person would say. Yeah, it was a mess. I just stopped walking and sat in the street for like 5 minutes, then continued with my day. What made you walk out of a date? I don't think I've ever walked out of a date. But what makes me unmatch or stop talking to girls on apps or online is if I have to carry the conversation. Like if they give me really dry one-word responses every time and don't give me anything to follow up on, or don't ask about me as well. Like, at that point, why did you even match with me, right? Or why are you even talking with me if you're going to be this dry and I'm going to be breaking my back carrying the conversations? How is porn addiction not a more talked about issue? Oh yeah, this is actually a really interesting one. I plan to do a video on this soon. One of these days. No, yeah, porn addiction is a really, really real thing, and it's really bad. Like, personally, I've gone through porn addiction for a period of time, and it was really bad. I guess people don't talk about it because men are assumed to always be horny, and I guess it's normalized for men to be horny all the time and watch porn. Like, if you think back to your high school or middle school days, it's totally normal for boys to talk about porn, or at least where I grew up in. So I guess it's also seen as normal if men watch porn way more frequently than women do, or at least they seem to talk about it more. But yeah, porn addiction is really fucking bad. And you have like a couple of problems come up, like psychologically and like physically. Like psychologically, you start to not see women as people, you see them as objects. And like, even this happened while I was like not an anti-SJW anymore, while I was what I would consider to be a feminist. Like, your brain just stops seeing women as people. You see them as like sexual objects, and you start looking into more extreme porn and shit. And with like the physical stuff, you like death grip your penis. So like each time it requires more and more and more effort and more time to climax, and eventually you reach a place where nothing gets you off, but you still have the urge to get off. Like, there was this one time where like I was like flaccid and I was forcing myself to climax because that's how much I wanted it, but I was so desensitized that nothing did it for me. But yeah, those were dark times, and if you're going through that, talk to someone. There's a lot of resources on the internet about how to deal with porn addiction. What worked for me is literally trying to do more stuff during the day. I realized that I was watching porn as a substitute for dealing with real life shit, like responsibilities or dealing with my feelings. So I would just lose like 2, 3, 4 hours just watching porn and jerking off. But yeah, get into a hobby. Literally just do something else. Find something to occupy yourself with and start doing it instead of the other thing. That's what worked for me. What was the idiotic game that you and your stupid friends played growing up? Doing this thing under the hip, and if you saw it, the other person got to punch you in the arm. Yeah, that was fun. And there was a lot of bruises and a lot of arms, but yeah. How many kindergartners do you think you could personally take on in a fight before being overpowered? Well, fuck. Like, at the same time? Like, would they all come at the same time, or would they come in waves? Because if they would come in waves, I think I could take maybe... Theoretically, if I didn't get tired, I think I could take on infinite kindergartners. Like, this is assuming that neither of us have a weapon. Let's say they all come at the same time. How many do you think I could take? I think a solid 100. Yeah, I think I could take on 100 kindergartners at the same time. If it's in waves, yeah, a lot more before I get tired. A woman offered to buy me a shot at the bar last night. When was the last time that you felt like the prettiest girl in the room? Literally never. No, literally never, ever. Men usually don't get compliments, and I usually don't get approached, so yeah, never. My husband says he doesn't need to change his underwear daily. What are the usual rules for a male hygiene routine? Wait, what? Underwear daily? I mean, I've heard that a lot of men don't wash their buttholes because they think that's gay somehow. Just wash your crack, wash your ass crack, guys. Come on, just do it. Even if you just pee, grab a little bit piece of paper, clean your penis after you pee because there's always going to be a little droplet and it's going to stick in your boxer briefs or whatever the fuck you wear, your underwear. And yeah, it's gonna smell real bad. So wash your ass and wash your penis. Also, this seems to be a thing. When you're in the shower, don't just let the soap run through your legs. Actually grab the sponge or loofah or whatever the fuck you use or the soap and, rub your fucking legs and your feet. Just wash. It's not that hard. Fellas, my girlfriend doesn't believe me. How many of you put your hand on your junk when you're just sitting around? Yeah, I do this all the time. Well, not in company or I do it when I'm alone or with my family. It's nothing sexual or I'm not trying to jerk off or whatever. It's just that your junk is a little bit warmer or much warmer than the rest of your body. And it's kind of soft. So, if your hands are cold, just put your hand there and it starts to get warm. Do men, boyfriends, like being called names like baby, handsome, BB? What names do you want to be called? Personally, I don't have any problem unless it's like I mentioned before, really childish or really cringy. Handsome works. Babe, I think those are safe bets. What are 4 words that all men want to hear? I made you food. No, I mean, those are nice, but you make me happy. Yeah, I think that one's good. Yeah, I think that men usually put more value on the things that they do instead of who they are. And it's a whole issue. But that's a pretty safe bet, and I think any man would appreciate being told that you make me happy. How often do you get asked out by women? Literally never. Look, it's even in the little tag there. Literally never. Memes aside, I think that it is way more uncommon for women to ask men out because, women are supposed to be they're seen as objects, as things to be acted upon. So men usually don't expect women to ask them out, and women don't think that they should ask men out. They internalize it. It's I don't want to seem desperate or clingy or pushy. And another aspect would be, but what if he says no? What about the rejection? Fear of rejection. Well, that's what men have to deal with all of the time. And admittedly, most men or a lot of men are really bad at dealing with rejection. It's a really ugly feeling. Ideally, it should be 50-50, Girls, ask more guys out. If you like a guy, ask them out. I assure you that if he's worth it as a potential partner, he's not going to be offended or think that you're desperate or clingy. If he does, then he wasn't worth it anyway. He's got a lot of issues. If you like someone, ask them out. There you go. To all my single fellas living alone, how are you? Times are hard for people living on their own. Yeah, times is hard, Mr. Todd. Times is hard. Yeah, it's been really rough. I mean, I imagine that it's been really rough for everyone during the quarantine, but the way I cope with it is I have some friends I play games with sometimes. I watch streamers. This might sound like a meme, but streamers make me feel less alone. They're part of a community. What oddly specific type of woman do you seem to attract? Literally no one. No, yeah. I mean, no one. But the women that I seem to be attracted to, most of them, or 70% of them, have been lesbians for some reason. And it's not like I'm fetishizing lesbian girls or lesbian women, because every time that it's happened, either I didn't know that they were lesbian, or they didn't know that, or they didn't tell me that they were lesbian. And like the other percentage of people, it's been like bisexual girls. So for some reason, I don't know why, it just happens. My girlfriend said, figure it out, after she got angry. What's the worst possible response? Oh shit. First of all, that doesn't sound like a good relationship, my dude. Probably the worst possible response would be to tell her to relax. If you just want to be chaotic and escalate the situation, just tell a person to relax and they'll get twice as angry. Why are there no plus size or short male models? The boring answer would be that there probably are plus size or short male models, but they aren't mainstream. But let's answer the spirit of the question. It's probably because men don't care about their appearance as much as women do. Like how society teaches us that an attractive man is not only by how they look, but by what they do. Like they show a successful businessman and people in hot cars and men surrounded by hot women, shit like that. It's not just how you look, but what you have and what you do and how much money you have. So I think because of that, men aren't as focused on pushing body diversity for fashion, because we have other outlets that aren't appearance based. So I think that might be it. Man of Reddit, when your significant other asks, what are you thinking about? And you reply with, nothing. What are you really thinking about? Nothing. That would be the boring answer. But if I try to analyze it, maybe it would be something like, I'm starting to think about a lot of things at the same time, but none of those thoughts are fully developed yet to be expressed into words. So it's easier to say nothing than a lot of stuff at the same time, but none of it has enough shape yet to be verbalized. If guys are expected to never be vulnerable, then how can I make a guy feel safe about being vulnerable with? Yeah, so my first thought would be, even if you are a safe person to be vulnerable with, men usually will never show vulnerability, no matter how comfortable of a person you are. And like, if you try to force it to say like, talk to me about your feelings, they're usually going to not do it, or they're going to give you like superficial answers about their feelings. So yeah, if you try to force it, I think it would be like unproductive. But I guess one way to do it would be to like, if you share your feelings first, or like deep thoughts about you first, usually other people respond in kind, right? So whenever I've talked about my feelings with my guy friends, they usually talked about theirs, because at that time we're in the same level of vulnerability. Our barriers were up here, our feelings, barriers, and then mine went down because I started talking about how I feel. So we're not, if he talks about his feelings, we wouldn't be in uneven terrain. So I guess if you start talking about your feelings first, that might open up the conversation for the other person to talk about their feelings. And just make sure that when they're talking about their feelings to you, don't be judgmental. Just try to listen, and if they want advice, offer advice. If they just want to vent, just say, something like, oh, that sucks, or that's pretty shitty, shit like that. And there you go. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends, hit the bell, do all of the things. I also have a presence on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. If you like my content, please go and follow me over there. And let me know in the comments if you like this kind of video, a little bit more laid back. And if you did, let me know what you would want me to cover next. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah. Thank you for watching.